rural development and financial sector institution.
Hello guys, I will explain about rural development and financial sector institution. Rural areas are an aspect that cannot be separated from the country's economic development. Rural areas, especially in developing countries, are synonymous with high poverty, high unemployment, and poor infrastructure. Economic development of a country will not be able to occur effectively if development in rural areas is hampered. The success of development is determined by how the villagers can carry out socio-economic mobility. Institutions are important because the institutional development of the financial sector can be an important instrument in overcoming scarcity of capital in rural areas. The first, capital and rural development. According to Berg, the Indonesian economy is divided into two unrelated sectors, that's namely the traditional and modern sector. This concept has four stages. The first phase on the objective of rural development from community development to emphasis on the growth of small farms. The second phase from the growth of small farming business to integrate rural development efforts. And the third phase, the shift in stage with rural development towards market liberalization through structural adjustment policies and free markets. And the fourth phase, rural development is directed at strengthening the process approach, then participation and empowerment and actors. The fifth phase, the importance of sustainable livelihoods as an integrated framework in rural development. And the sixth phase, that's placing rural development as a strategy to reduce poverty. And second, we will discuss about financial sector, that's formal and informal. Rural financial institution can be divided into three types, namely formal financial institution, semi-formal financial institution, and informal financial institution. Formal financial institutions are financial institutions that are operationally regulated by banking laws and supervised by the central bank. Semi-formal financial institutions are institutions that are not regulated by law, but are still supervised and regulated by government institutions other than the central bank. Then, informal financial institutions operating outside the regulation and supervision of government agencies. The informal financial institution sector is unregulated but still legal. And then we will discuss about the financial system in the agricultural sector. The size of sugarcane farmers' source of credit for sugarcane farmers can be categorized into three groups, namely credit from sugar factory or KUD origination from government programs. The second is credit from middlemen, and the third is credit from neighbors, fellow farmers or families. A common thing that is often encountered is the agricultural sector is credit from formal financial institutions that are not timely in disbursement due to complicated bureaucracy. Formal financial institutions still practice manipulative action. And then about financial sector institutional design. Problem with financial institutions in rural areas can be identified in three aspects, including the first is the problem of access to credit, the second is the bargaining position and very low information of rural communities make them vulnerable to manipulation practice from formal and semi-formal financial institutions. And the last or third is a mystery information from leader or credit to borrowers. Thank you.